behind the grandiose facades of sprawling plantations lies a dark and often untold story. It's a story that the polished diaries and meticulously kept ledgers conveniently omit. The grand houses of the past, standing as symbols of wealth and power, harbored a grim truth hidden behind their high walls. What the records fail to reveal is the extent of control exercised over the lives of enslaved women, who lived without choices, under the shadow of an absolute authority. These women, trapped in a system designed to strip them of their dignity, existed in a world where their voices were silenced and their lives meticulously controlled. But why were these truths buried so deeply beneath layers of history? Who benefited from ensuring these stories remained untold? As we peel back the layers of time, what we discover might challenge the very foundations of what we thought we knew about power and oppression. How deeply does this hidden history permeate our modern world? The sprawling plantations of the antebellum South stand as ghostly reminders of a bygone era, their grandeur concealing a starkly different reality within. These estates, lavish and imposing, were not just centers of agricultural production, but also hubs of human suffering, where the lives of enslaved women unfolded away from public gaze. Within these walls, beneath the veneer of Southern hospitality and refinement, existed a world characterized by a chilling hierarchy, where power was wielded with little regard for human dignity. This was a world where every aspect of an enslaved woman's existence was controlled, her freedoms curtailed by the whims of those who saw her as mere property. The true magnitude of this oppression often escaped the ink of historians, perhaps deliberately so. The diaries of plantation owners, often used to paint a picture of genteel life, rarely mentioned anything that might tarnish their cultivated images. Yet, behind closed doors, the reality was far from genteel. Enslaved women were subjected to a life dictated by the demands and desires of their masters, with their stories of resilience and defiance largely erased from history. They were stripped of agency, their daily lives governed by an unyielding system intent on maintaining control. As we delve deeper into this obscured history, an unsettling question emerges. Why have these narratives been consigned to the shadows for so long? Who stood to gain from the silence? By exploring the personal accounts that have survived and the rare glimpses of truth captured in letters and forgotten documents, we begin to unravel a tapestry of exploitation and survival. What remains hidden beneath this dark legacy, and how has it shaped the society we inherit today? Prepare to confront a past that refuses to stay buried, as we embark on a journey into the depths of what was once deliberately obscured. Behind the grand facades and manicured landscapes of antebellum plantations, a shadowy world thrived, one where the true nature of power and control was enacted far from the eyes of society. In this hidden realm, enslaved women were at the mercy of an unrelenting hierarchy, one that dictated their every move, defined their worth, and determined their fate. The outward charm of plantation life masked a harsh reality, where these women lived lives of enforced servitude, stripped of autonomy, and subjected to the unfathomable demands of those who ruled over them. What was it like to live under such oppressive control? Enslaved women found themselves ensnared in a system that demanded complete submission. They were expected to carry out their duties without question, silenced by a pervasive fear of reprisal. But the story goes deeper than mere servitude. It is a story of exploitation, where acts of defiance often came at a steep price. The plantation's lavish exteriors belied a world where the humanity of these women was systematically eroded, where their dreams and desires were stifled by an unyielding social structure. Yet, despite the suffocating grip of oppression, whispers of resistance and resilience echoed within these walls. Some women dared to defy the system, seeking moments of agency within the confines of their lives. These acts of quiet rebellion, though rarely documented, hint at an undercurrent of strength and survival. But how far did this resistance reach? And what lengths would those in power go to keep it suppressed? As we delve further into the shadows, the answers promise to reveal a history more complex and haunting than we ever imagined. In the heart of these sprawling estates, the dichotomy between the public and private spheres was stark. Outward appearances of harmony and prosperity masked the underlying darkness. Enslaved women, often forced into roles beyond their will, found themselves in a world where their voices were silenced, their identities erased. The inherent cruelty of this system was not just in the physical labor, but in the psychological chains that bound them to a life of compliance. Plantation owners wielded absolute control, a control that extended beyond the fields and into personal lives, dictating every facet of existence. These women were denied basic human rights, their lives marked by a relentless cycle of subjugation. The so-called benevolence of the masters was a facade, a thin veil over the harsh reality of exploitation. Behind closed doors, the stories of these women's struggles were systematically suppressed. The social structure of the time was meticulously designed to protect the interests of the few, ensuring that the cries of the oppressed went unheard. But the silence was not entirely unbroken. Despite the overwhelming odds, there were instances of subtle rebellion, moments where these women seized slivers of autonomy. Through clandestine acts of resistance, they sought to reclaim fragments of their dignity. However, the retaliation from those in power was swift and unforgiving, reinforcing the oppressive status quo. As we continue to explore these hidden narratives, we must ask, what more lies beneath the surface, waiting to be uncovered? What truths have yet to emerge from the shadows? The answers promise to be as unsettling as they are necessary. Within these grand estates, a system of dominance and control was meticulously maintained. The enslaved women were subjected to an existence where every aspect of their lives was dictated by the whims of their masters. Stripped of agency, they were forced to navigate a world where their personal boundaries were constantly violated, their humanity diminished by an unyielding regime of oppression. The plantation houses, with their opulent facades, concealed a stark reality. Behind closed doors, the masters exercised a form of power that went unchecked, their authority cloaked in the guise of paternalism. This supposed benevolence was nothing more than a guise, masking the darker truths of exploitation and manipulation. The women, trapped in this hierarchy, lived under the constant threat of coercion, their silence maintained by fear. To the outside world, these plantations appeared as bastions of prosperity and order. Yet, beneath this surface lay a hidden world where the cries of the oppressed were systematically silenced. The social fabric of the time was woven with threads of inequality, ensuring that those at the bottom remained voiceless. But even in the depths of such despair, there were glimmers of defiance. The enslaved women, in moments of courage, sought ways to assert their will, to reclaim a measure of control over their own lives. As we delve further into these hidden histories, we must confront the unsettling truths that lie beneath. What other secrets remain buried within these walls, waiting to be unearthed? The next revelations promise to challenge everything we thought we knew. As the shadows lengthened across the plantation grounds, the true extent of control began to emerge. The enslaved women, often seen as mere extensions of their master's household, bore the weight of expectations that were impossible to meet. They were expected to fulfill roles that transcended domestic duties, roles that reached into the most intimate aspects of their lives. The illusion of order and civility maintained by the plantation owners belied a reality where power dynamics were always at play, and the stakes were often life or death. The complexity of their existence was further compounded by the intricate relationships they were forced to navigate. These women were compelled to adhere to unwritten laws that governed their conduct, laws created to perpetuate their subjugation and ensure their silence. The fear of retribution lingered like a specter, ensuring that dissent was a luxury they could ill afford. Yet, within these constraints, the seeds of quiet resistance were planted. Acts of subtle defiance, whether through coded communication or the silent refusal to conform, served as a testament to their resilience. Still, the question looms: how did these women retain their sense of self amidst such relentless domination? Their stories, though shrouded in secrecy, hint at a strength that defied their circumstances. As we peel back the layers of history, what more will we discover about the hidden currents of rebellion? Just beyond the veil of the past, the answers await, challenging us to confront the uncomfortable truths of a world built on inequality. What lies ahead promises to deepen our understanding of a reality long obscured. In the dim light of history, the true nature of power dynamics within these grand estates becomes clearer. Enslaved women were subjected to a regime of control that extended into every corner of their lives. The very structures meant to protect and shelter were, paradoxically, the instruments of their oppression. These women were not merely living under a system designed to exploit their labor. They were ensnared in a web of manipulation that sought to define their very existence. The masters, wielding unchecked authority, orchestrated a reality where the lines between domestic servitude and personal autonomy were blurred. The veneer of civility that the plantation houses projected to the outside world masked the chilling reality within. Here, the enslaved women were expected to navigate complex social hierarchies, where their worth was measured not in their humanity, but in their compliance. Despite the oppressive environment, moments of resistance were not uncommon. Within the confines of their circumstances, enslaved women found ways to push back against the norms imposed upon them. Through whispered conversations and shared glances, they communicated defiance. These acts, though small, were profound statements of their unyielding spirit. However, the question remains: how deep did this defiance run, and what risks did they take to maintain even a semblance of identity? As we continue to explore these hidden stories, the shadows of the past still hold secrets yet to be uncovered. Behind every wall and whispered tale, an untold truth lingers, compelling us to delve deeper into the complexities of power and survival. What we uncover next may forever alter our understanding of these dark chapters. In the labyrinth of oppression, enslaved women navigated a perilous path of survival and subtle rebellion. The master's absolute control was not just a matter of physical domination, but extended into psychological manipulation, crafting an environment where the enslaved were forced to smile through their subjugation. The plantation houses, with their grand facades and lush gardens, were deceptive sanctuaries that concealed the raw exercise of power over those within. Behind closed doors, the illusion of choice was a cruel disguise for the reality of coercion. Enslaved women were subjected to whims that dictated every aspect of their existence. The master's demands were both unyielding and unpredictable, leaving no room for autonomy. Yet, within this oppressive framework, these women forged an identity, however constrained, that defied the narratives imposed upon them. Their defiance was often unspoken, manifested in acts so small they could be overlooked by their oppressors. A momentary pause in compliance, a subtle refusal, or a whispered word of solidarity. It was in these quiet acts that they reclaimed fragments of their humanity. Such resistance, although dangerous, was a testament to the strength they harbored in the face of relentless adversity. But the question looms larger. What were the cost and the consequences of this defiance? As we delve deeper into their stories, we edge closer to the heart of a hidden narrative that challenges everything we think we know about the past. What shadows yet lie in wait, ready to alter our understanding of these dark, unspoken truths? As we peel back the layers of this hidden history, each revelation brings us closer to understanding the profound impact these untold stories have on our present. The courage and resilience of enslaved women echo through time, challenging us to reflect on the injustices still faced today. As you ponder these narratives of resistance and survival, consider becoming part of our journey to uncover more truths. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. This ensures you're always informed as we continue to illuminate the past, bringing forgotten voices to light. With each subscription, you're supporting a mission to reveal the complexities of history that have long been shrouded in darkness. Now, let's delve further into this shadowed past. As we reach the end of this exploration into the hidden truths of history, we're left to grapple with the echoes of a past that was never as it seemed. The grandeur of plantation homes, their opulent facades masking a reality of relentless control, serves as a stark reminder of the duality of power. Behind these walls, enslaved women engaged in acts of quiet defiance, each gesture a testament to their indomitable spirit in a world crafted to break them. The narratives of resistance, buried in the shadows of history, reveal a resilience that defies the confines of their time. These stories challenge us to recognize not only the courage of those who lived under oppression, but also the enduring impact of their struggle. They compel us to reflect on the ongoing fight for justice and equality, urging us to carry forward the lessons of the past. In uncovering these truths, we are reminded that history is not just a record of events, but a tapestry woven with the threads of human experience. As we continue to illuminate the stories long hidden in darkness, let us remember that the quest for truth is unending. In honoring these voices, we honor a legacy of strength and survival that continues to shape our world.